Hey guys, welcome to a lunchtime review channel. I'm going to be doing the yearly favorites for the channel. On Tammy's channel, the Tammy Dunn YouTube channel, we do the monthly favorites every month. At the end of the month, we go through the favorites that on that channel we reviewed. But I'll also talk about the monthly favorites for Lunchtime Review. So if you watch that video, I usually have one or two. It's not tons. We also talk about the going out to eat. We kind of go over those 4 or 5, and I kind of mentioned my favorite in that group too. I'm not doing the out to eat in this video. This is just the foods that I really liked, and there's a few hates here and there. I didn't have a hate for every month, but you know. We'll go through it. So the year starts in July and runs to June, and then we repeat July to June. So these are the ones I had for last year. So for last July, one of the things I hated was this Rayo's. This one is the penne alla vodka, and I really hated it. What I wrote on it was it was a super boring sauce. It was very undercooked, and it cost $6. So for what you get and for the money you get, pay for it, and for what you get, it just wasn't very good. It just wasn't worth the money. So that was my hate for the month. But one of my likes was this P.F. Chang's ramen spicy chicken miso. I gave it a, what did I give it? I didn't write it on there. Normally I write down what number I gave it, but I didn't on this one. Oh, I gave it a 5. Gave this one a 5 out of 5, and you know, if you watch this channel at all, you know I don't give very many 5s. This was a 5 out of 5, the P.F. Chang. So that's pretty cool. I didn't have any more, but that was a really good meal for that. So for August, sorry I have to put my glasses on. I didn't have a dislike, but I had a favorite. I gave a 5 out of 5 for this one as well. This one is the Jimmy Dean Casserole Bites French Toast. And these are really good. I wrote on there, it has an excellent cinnamon maple flavor, which is what you want with French toast, right? So if you still see these around, I think these are still in the breakfast frozen section. I think you can still get those, but sometimes in a year, I've tried stuff and you go back now and it's like, I don't even remember seeing those anymore. So they may not even sell them anymore. Okay, this one was a hate. We bought these this is the Instant My Pasta fusilli with cheese. And these were bought at World Market, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure they were bought at World Market. Super plain, I gave it a 2 out of 5. Crunchy, uncooked pasta, and it was very plain with very little flavor. Like I said, we bought these at World Market, but you know, they don't always sell stuff like this. So, but if you see these, you could avoid it. My favorite though for the month of, did I put that in the right line? Yeah, September. Yeah, September. I'm making sure. This was the Devour meal. This one is the Cajun style Alfredo with sausage and chicken. I said it was just a really good flavor, a really rich flavor in the pasta. The chicken and the sausage, I remember this one. It was cooked really well. Devour meals is one of those meals that it's pretty safe to bomb no matter what. Devour really does have mostly good meals. I don't know that I've had a lot of Devour meals that were bad. I think the sandwiches were just okay, but all the frozen dinners like this are really good. For October, I only had a favorite. This one is the Orlando Stuffers, pepperoni sausage and mozzarella. I think it was like a pizza stuffer. I gave it a 5. I said it was a good mix of spicy and the flavors. It had a spice to it though as well. We bought this at Jungle Jim's for $1.50, so I don't think that's bad at all. So I don't know if you can see the labeling on there, but yeah, it was in the frozen section if I'm not mistaken. This one is one I did not like in November. This one is this one's an Aldi brand. I only gave it a 2 out of 5. I didn't write why I didn't like it, but I'm assuming it just didn't taste very good. Grilled cheese tomato. It seems like I remembered it has some croutons that's supposed to represent the bread and the grilled cheese. And I remember the croutons not being very good, and the overall flavor of the soup itself wasn't good at all either. So yeah, I remember not liking that one at all. But a favorite was the Banquet Mega Bowls sesame chicken lo mein, and this one was really good as well. My notes are different than Tammy's notes. I'm always trying to see where, oh, there's my little tag. I gave it a 5 out of 5. Yeah, so if you like an Asian noodle kind of meal, that one's a really good one to try. For December, I had this Gold Emblem, which is a CVS brand, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I didn't write down what I gave it, but I didn't keep the package because it's a messy package you pour it in. Is it Walgreens or CVS? I can't remember. Walgreens or CVS. I can't remember Gold Emblem which one it is. This one was the cheese ravioli tomato marinara. And I just didn't like it at all. I just absolutely hated it. It didn't have a good flavor. It didn't have a good texture. I think the pasta was really smushy and mushy. It was just overall not a good meal. My favorite for December, though, was the bowlfuls from Stouffer's, the classic pub meatballs and potatoes. And I still have those in the store. I've seen them in the store, so they still do have these. I gave it a 5 out of 5. So if you want to try something, meatballs and pasta, or meatballs and like mashed potatoes, this is really good. And if I remember correctly, the meatballs were just a really good flavor meatball, a really good texture too. So texture is important when I'm eating meals. This one is one I did not like. Yeah, I hated it. I gave it a 2. This was Trader Joe's pulled pork tamales, and it was just awful. It was just a horrible flavor, horrible texture. I remember in the comments, some people saying that these used to be really good when they were made by somebody else, and a different company has taken them over. I think it's Cedar Lane. Yeah, Cedar Lane took them over, and they're not as good. It used to be a different company that used to make them, and they were much better. And now Cedar Lane makes them, and they're not as good. Excuse me. This one is the Bibigo Korean-style steamed dumplings with pork and vegetable flavor. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 as well. Most of these are 5 out of 5. Not all of them, but a lot of them. All of these have been really good. These steamed dumplings, every one of them have a really good filling. The sauces go really well with them, so the sauces are really good as well. You get 6 dumplings, and I think the calories aren't ridiculously high. 370 plus the 25 for the sauce, which you don't use all the sauce, or at least I never did. So, you know, probably around 380, 390 for eating all 6 dumplings, which is really, really good. The textures and everything, the flavors, it's just all overall they did a really good job with that one. This is February. February was a Trader Joe's. I didn't like the one, but I like this one. This one is the Mediterranean style orange chicken bowl. And I gave it a 5 out of 5. I just said it was an excellent flavor, excellent texture. It was a really, really good meal. So some things you get at Trader Joe's aren't so good. Some things you get are really good. This is the only thing I had for March. Yeah, March. This one I gave a 5 out of 5. No, 4.5 out of 5, so 4.5. This one is the cup noodles stir fry, but this one is the Korean barbecue flavor. This was my favorite one out of the bunch. The other ones were okay of the stir fry, but this was my favorite one. So if you want to try a good noodle meal that's got a really good flavor to it, this is one to try out. The next one is, again, a Trader Joe's meal. This one is the mac and cheese, just Joe's Diner mac and cheese, Trader Joe's. I gave it a 5 out of 5, and I remember this one. The cheese was so good. This was like, it was very similar to what you could make at home. I mean, it was that good. The cheese flavors were just so good, because sometimes they do, this is a traditional mac and cheese meal, like cheddar cheese, just good cheese flavor meals. Sometimes in macaroni and cheese meals, they try to go fancy with them, and they try to use these fancy cheeses, and the fancy cheeses to me taste, a lot of times have a funky, like your feet flavor. I mean, that's what they just remind you of, funkiness. I just don't like them. So not your feet necessarily, but funky feet. But I just don't like that flavor of some of those cheeses, those really strong cheeses. This one is a really good traditional cheese, macaroni and cheese meal. So if you're looking for that, you don't like the fancier mac and cheese, this is one to get. And the textures of the noodles were really, really good. Going by just what the directions they give, that's how I cook them. That was really good. I had 2 for May. One was a hate. This one is the Le Cuisine cauli bowls, the cauliflower, the garlic parmesan alfredo with broccoli. Truth be told, I really didn't care for any of the cauli bowls. This one I gave a 2. It said it was smushy, but didn't really have any flavor to it at all. It was very bland. Yeah, but a lot of the cauli bowls, I just didn't like the pasta that much. All the pasta was really mushy, almost like the Chef Boyardee. You know how much I love SpaghettiOs. If you watch me for a while, they're like a paste that's the kind of texture these had. It's a very, very smushy pasta, and the flavors just weren't all that great. Beyond the broccoli, I really don't think there was any flavor there at all. And then again, I got a Trader Joe's. I must have done a Trader Joe's haul not that long before that. This one is the Trader Joe's beef shepherd pie with gravy, vegetables, and creamy mashed potatoes. And this one I gave a 4.5 out of 5. I didn't write why I liked it, but it seemed like this was it was like roasted potatoes. That's what this one reminded me of. Like the meat in there was like you actually cooked a roast in a crock pot, like slow cooked it. Shredded it up and put it in with some vegetables and put mashed potatoes on top. It was excellent flavor. And the flavor of the meat, the seasonings and stuff they used was really, really good as well. And lastly was this Boston Market meal. This was for June. This one is the Philly cheesesteak bowl with seasoned rice and vegetables. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5, and overall everything about this was really good. The peppers and onions were good. The meat was a good, tender, flavorful meal. It was just really, really good. So, hope you enjoyed this likes and dislikes video. I'll try to do this again next year. We generally save them. We do the monthly, and what I do every month is I pick like the one meal that I really liked and the one meal I really hated, if I have any hates, and we save them for the whole year. And then at the end of the year, we do the end of the year likes and dislikes out of those. So if you'd like to see the monthly roundup, go to Tammy Dunn on YouTube. If you just type in Tammy, T-A-M-I, Dunn on YouTube, you'll find her channel. We usually put it out at the end of the month. We do monthly favorites, and I include, like I said, my lunchtime reviews and the restaurant ones. We talk about the restaurant ones as well. So if you'd like to do that, go there. If you're not subscribed, love to have you as part of the channel, trying to grow. Tell your friends that, if they're eating frozen dinners a lot, there's probably something on my channel that I've talked about or reviewed that you might be interested in. So I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching.